The word of the Lord came to Jonah, son of Amittai. Arise, go to Nineveh, that great city, and cry out against it, for their wickedness has come up before me. But Jonah rose up to flee to Tarshish from the presence of the Lord. He went down to Joppa, found a ship going to Tarshish, paid the fare, and boarded, intending to go with them away from the Lord's presence. But the Lord sent out a great wind upon the sea, and a mighty tempest arose, so that the ship was in danger of breaking apart. The sailors were afraid, and cried out each to his own god. They threw the cargo into the sea to lighten the ship, but Jonah had gone down into the inner parts of the ship, laid down, and was fast asleep. The captain approached him and said, "What are you doing, sleeper? Arise, call upon your God. Perhaps the God will give a thought to us, so that we do not perish." The sailors said to one another, "Let us cast lots to discover the cause of the calamity." So they cast lots, and the lot fell upon Jonah. "Tell us," they demanded, "what is your occupation? Where do you come from? What is your country? And who are your people?" "I am a Hebrew, and I fear the Lord, the God of heaven, who made the sea and the land." Then the men were exceedingly afraid and said to him, "What have you done?" They knew he was fleeing from the presence of the Lord, because he had told them. The sea grew more tempestuous, and they asked him, "What shall we do to you so that the sea may quiet down for us?" "Throw me into the sea, and it will become calm. I know that this great tempest is my fault." The men rowed hard to return to dry land, but they could not, for the sea grew more and more tempestuous against them. Then they cried out to the Lord, "O Lord, let us not perish for this man's life, and lay not upon us innocent blood, for you, O Lord, have done as it pleased you." Taking hold of Jonah, they threw him into the sea, and the sea ceased its raging. The men greatly feared the Lord, and they offered a sacrifice to the Lord, and made vows. And the Lord prepared a great fish to swallow Jonah, and Jonah was in the belly of the fish for 3 days and 3 nights. Then Jonah prayed to the Lord his God from the belly of the fish. "I cried out to the Lord in my distress, and he answered me out of the belly of Sheol. I cried, and you heard my voice. You cast me into the deep, into the heart of the seas, and the flood enveloped me. All your waves and your billows passed over me. Then I said, I am driven away from your sight, yet I shall look again upon your holy temple. The waters closed in over me. Seaweed was wrapped around my head. I went down to the roots of the mountains. The earth with its bars closed upon me forever. Yet you brought up my life from the pit, O Lord my God. When my soul fainted within me, I remembered the Lord, and my prayer came to you, into your holy temple. Those who worship vain idols forsake their true loyalty. But I, with the voice of thanksgiving, will sacrifice to you what I have vowed I will pay. Salvation belongs to the Lord." And the Lord spoke to the fish, and it vomited Jonah upon the dry land. The word of the Lord came to Jonah a second time. "Arise, go to Nineveh, that great city, and proclaim to it the message that I tell you." This time Jonah arose and went to Nineveh, as the Lord had commanded. Nineveh was a city requiring 3 days to traverse.